Good evening, everyone. Ads here from Unity Trading Group. You know how it goes. If you like the video, give us a like, give us a subscribe. If you can, helps us out a lot. First and foremost, for all those who watched our live session last night, I do apologize for the volume of my partner Ty on the video. It was a technical difficulty on my end, but since has been rectified, and it won't happen again, I promise. But being a Friday night, I know this is the night that everyone is going to start kicking their feet up. So I'll keep this nice and short. Without further ado, BTC, we did have that movement through that level of supply. So we were looking at the upside. In all honesty, we were looking at this sort of formation happening there. And don't judge me on my drawing abilities, please. But we were looking at this formation, and usually it does push to the upside, and that's what we saw happen. Tending to be a more bullish bias as we did push through that level of supply also just with the wick, and we were clearing out some of those shorters or those sellers at that level. So not a surprise we moved through this, in all honesty. We did fall short, however, on our projected area of interest or our projected target to the upside, which was around 16,700, 16,650, 680. Thereabouts on this daily level or daily and 4 hour level on for our supply zone there. So just falling short. Steamroller is quite reliable on this time frame at the moment, and I say this at the moment because if you're looking at the daily time frame or any higher macro scale time frames, any of these oscillators are a little bit unreliable at the moment. So, but if we're looking at this 4 hour time frame instance, Steamroller has been quite reliable, to be honest. We've had this rejection here, which caused the movement from 5.8 down to 14,600, and then we're getting a overbought condition again on the 4 hour time frame, and we are seeing that reaction coming down now. Whether or not we come back, retest this level or not is going to be another thing. However, I probably expect it to hold around where it is now, if not come and retest this 16,000 or 16K level again. Nice round number, to be honest. Very psychological round number, psychological support level for a lot of the traders out there. So 16K is a nice level for it to hold and find some support there. And of course, we've got where we broke out from as well, and we've got the top of that level of supply moving across from there as well. So something that I'm looking at, if we're going to see this steamroller indicator play out in the way that we think it will, we're going to see 16K again, honestly. And it'll be good for BTC on this time frame anyway, and it'd be good for it to retest this level to show some support there at that 16,000 level as well. We need some buyers to come in at that level. So what I'm expecting, and this is going to be a loose expecting, is something along the lines of that. We'll come here, retest this 16K, and of course, if we get the momentum that we're looking for at that point, get the buying support, we'll probably see it end up back at that 16,650, 16,680 level of supply they've got up the top there. That would be the most logical thing to do. Of course, in the way that we're seeing this market structure play out, higher highs, lower highs, we're getting higher building market structure like a staircase. So we're looking for that 16K to hold, and of course pushes up to that 16,650 for the meantime. However, in the grand scheme of things, in the overall time frames, and I know you've probably sick of hearing this from me now, but we are quite overbought on BTC. We have been ranging above that 70 RSI for quite some time, using that 70 RSI at somewhat as of a support level. So when this does decide to break down into the parallel channel, that is the RSI, the median area between 30 and 70, it's going to be probably a little bit of fireworks for BTC, honestly, because we've been holding above this 70 RSI for quite some time now, and it's been quite on a bullish momentum, and I said the momentum has been quite strong as of late, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens when we do dip into that level, and of course when Steamroller does come down and come out of that overbought region, what's going to happen to this price. And more than likely, we can all probably guess what's going to happen to the price when we do see that event happen. However, on the 4 hour time frame, on a smaller scale of things, it does need a little bit of a pullback. I'm looking towards that 16K area where we broke out from to get a retest and possibly some more momentum towards the upside, towards that 16,650 area. Next one I have a look at is ETH, still in this upwards ascending triangle structure here. A little bit skewed there, but of course, don't judge me on my drawing abilities. We all know how they've been over the last little bit, so don't judge me there. But in terms of the price action, in terms of the TA, we've respected this level of supply right now, and it really needs to hold this uptrend if we're going to continue this run to the upside for ETH. We've just been tapped on the overbought condition on Steamroller, and it has reacted since then, where this was the reaction towards Steamroller, so it lined up pretty much perfectly with the level of supply that we have there. If we're going to see this trend continue, this trend line needs to hold. If we're going to see a break and close down below this trend line, I'm afraid we'll probably see 450 again, and even 435 for Ethereum, and that's not surprising. Ethereum's respecting these oscillators, respecting TA a little bit more than BTC has as of late. Of course, FOMO takes a lot of influence in the BTC side of things. So looking for this trend line specifically to hold or to break to determine whether or not we're going to retest and continue this pattern towards the upside for Ethereum, or we're going to come down and retest that 450 and 435 area. They're the two options that I've got. Really waiting for some confirmation now to see whether we hold this trend line. So I'm not a big fan of trend lines. If you've been watching me for quite some time, you'd know I don't use trend lines much at all because they're quite objective. Everyone draws them differently. So they're very loosely created, and what I mean by their objective is it can be here, it can be there, it can be up here. We could be at the trend line now. We might be a little bit further away from the trend line, or we could be nowhere near the trend line. So yes, it is quite objective. To take some of the objectivity out of it, I tend to draw the trend lines on a line chart to give an averaged area of where the trend line should be. So that looks quite accurate to me as it stands. So if we come down, we test this 455 and we break and close below this level, I'd be looking down towards these areas, especially the 78.6, but most notably these two levels of demand that are underneath. So moving on towards our Forex pairs, obviously if this is a regulated market, this is not financial advice, just ideas and opinions of Team UTG, and Steamroller on point as always with the DXY, giving us that very loose gray cell dot there on the moving oscillator of Steamroller. So Steamroller's been quite good as of late. It's been wildly accurate on this, and there's no reason why I should be doubting it any more than I should. There is a very short-term level of demand sitting at around this 92.72 area for the DXY. This being the last trading session for a Friday night into Saturday morning. So if we get some more momentum into the downside or into the selling area, if gold and euro does continue its uptrend, or does continue the movement to the upside, I should say that instead of uptrend. But if that does occur, then we could probably see the DXY retest or test in general this area of demand at 92.72 and making its decision there. We have made a lower low, made a higher high, another higher high, lower high. If we do hold this 61.8 to make another lower high, I will consider, or I will be looking towards the 50 and the level of supply above us at 93.4, which we've spoken about for quite some time in the videos prior to this, to our daily updates across this week. So if you haven't checked them out, you should check them out to see how we did over the course of the week, and if some of the TA that we said would play out did. So I'm pretty sure we have a very good track record over the course of this week, and that's thanks to Level Bias, Level Heads, and of course the guys in the Discord. You guys form our opinions, and you guys make this happen. So thank you to all those in the Discord. But in any case, too long don't read. If we break this 61.8, I'll be looking towards this 92.72. If we hold this 61.8 over the course of this evening, when a lot of this volume comes in tonight, I'll be looking towards this 50 and of course the supply up the top. So this candle where we're sitting at right now is the crucial one, and it does end in 3 hours time. So I'll be checking that over the course of this evening. But thank you all for watching. Give us a like, subscribe if you haven't already. All of our links are in the video description. Come and join us in Discord, join us on TradingView, and of course, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.